Hello there, I'm Lloyd Evans and you're watching the John Cedars channel from the bunker, and in this video I will be listening to another voicemail. As I have explained recently, you can, if you want to, leave a voicemail on the John Cedars channel. I can't promise that they will all be responded to or listened to. I do my best to keep up with them. But if you want to leave a voicemail of less than 5 minutes, the address to use is speakpipe.com/Cedars. There is a reminder on the link that you need to be clear in your voicemail if you don't want your voicemail to be responded to publicly. The voicemail I'm going to play for you today has no such disclaimer, so I'm going to play it publicly and respond to it. And it's from someone who has been studying the Bible with Jehovah's Witnesses. So let's see what they have to say.
Hi Lloyd, I was just wondering if you would be able to do a topic on Bible studies. I'm not a Jehovah Witness. I have been studying with Jehovah Witnesses for 4 years and have decided it's not for me, and I'm going to be struggling to get away from them now. They get quite aggressive, maybe a bit too harsh to say. They get very, their back gets up whenever I question anything or I want them to explain something because I'm not quite agreeing with it. So I'm just wanting to see if you would be able to give me a wee bit of advice on how to deal with them for when I tell them that I'm not wanting to go ahead and do this anymore. One of my biggest problems with it is the shunning. I think it's absolutely disgusting. And with them trying to have my daughter go to the Kingdom Hall, which she has been a few times, she's 15, nearly 16. Um, I've already told them myself, if she was ever to get baptised and get disfellowshipped for something that she had done, I would leave as well, because I would never, ever shun my daughter, ever. And so I was just wanting to know if you'd be able to do a wee topic on just a wee bit of advice of how I'm going to be dealing with them, because I don't think I'm going to get away from them easily. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much, Lloyd, and thank you for all your work you do on YouTube, because I think it's been amazing. Thank you.
Well, thank you for that remarkable message. Lovely to hear such a beautiful Scottish accent. Always music to my ears, coming from my homeland, you might say. But yes, that was very interesting. I guess I have questions because obviously I understand that you've studied with Jehovah's Witnesses for 4 years. That's a long time to be involving yourself with a group without committing. And I guess to some extent that explains why you're in this situation, because it sounds like to some degree you're maybe viewed as part of the furniture in your congregation, even though you're not baptized. So whether there's I think they call it the sunk cost fallacy, where the people who've been calling on you reason along the lines of, because we have invested 4 years essentially in you, then it has to happen that you become a Jehovah's Witness, because you mentioned them being quite aggressive with you, and I can only imagine that's what's going on in their heads. They're thinking, this lady and her daughter need to become Jehovah's Witnesses, because what have we been doing for the last 4 years? But as should be blatantly obvious, they don't get to make that decision for you. You are a grown woman, and you get to decide whether or not you join a religion, and you certainly get to decide the extent to which your minor daughter is involved in the religion. First things first, get her away from the Kingdom Hall. Don't let her receive any more indoctrination, because she's still at an age where she's developing as a human being, And depending on what's going on in her life, it could be that some of the very potent manipulation could reach through to her and she could end up falling for it. She hasn't necessarily been exposed to the same information debunking all of this that you've been exposed to. So when I'm listening to your message, my first thing is get the girl away from them. But I'm afraid to say it sounds like you just need to be more assertive. I don't think there's another way of saying it. These people have no right whatsoever to insist that you join their cult. And once you've said no, once you've said, I am not going to become one of Jehovah's Witnesses, nor will I ever consider joining the Jehovah's Witness religion, that should be the end of the conversation. And if they are going to come to your house and harass you in any way, it's then a call to the police. That's a police issue, because you've made clear that you want nothing to do with them and they're still hounding you at your address. So that's the line that I would probably take. Another thing you can do, I suppose, is tell them that you want to go on their do not call list. That will make it even clearer that you're not even to be included in the door-to-door ministry. You could also, I suppose, depending on how far you want to take this, you could mention a few of the things that you've been learning by watching my videos. You know, mention the Royal Commission to them. Mention Mexico, Malawi. Mention Rutherford and Beth Sarim and all of the things that they're not going to want to hear. And I would imagine that the more you declare things that they would perceive to be apostate, the more they're naturally going to start viewing you as someone that they don't actually want in their community anyway. So that's another kind of trick to have in your back pocket. But again, first things first, get your girl away from them. Secondly, be firm and assertive. And thirdly, if they don't respect your boundaries and they don't respect your perfectly reasonable request, call the police, get the cops, and tell them that you're being harassed. And that should put an end to the problem fairly quickly, I would imagine. So that's my advice. And good luck with that situation. I'm very, very pleased to hear that my videos have been helpful for you. Hopefully what you've learned will also to some degree protect your daughter from getting caught up in all of that manipulation. But yeah, well done for applying critical thinking skills to something that you have already invested years in. It's so easy to think, well, because I've invested years in this, it must be true, therefore I'll get baptized. You've not gone down that route. You've been intellectually honest, and you've clung to the central issue of whether it's true or not. You've come to the conclusion that it isn't true, and it sounds like you're well on the way to making a clean break from all that nonsense. But I hope my response has been useful to you. I hope this video has been useful to everyone else watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the John Cedars channel for more such videos. And as always, thank you for watching.